That's a big news coming in from the Supreme Court. Supreme Court in the Bilkis Bano gang rape and the murder of 7 of her family members have now quashed the remission, which means that when the Gujarat government had given the remission to these men on your screens who had walked out, it was a premature release for them. They were garlanded by some, they were given sweets, but they'll have to now go back to the prison. The Supreme Court has quashed the remission of these 11 rapists and convicts. Srishti Ojha and all our colleagues are on the ground, are breaking it down for us. That's a big moment, that's a big comment that has been made by the Supreme Court. So remission cancelled for these rapists and convicts. They are going back to the prison, which also means that it is a win for the petitioners. It's a blow for the Gujarat state government. Srishti, go ahead. What is the ground on which that the Supreme Court has said cannot go ahead with this remission, even if there is a policy? There is a policy for remission, but not in this case.
Well, yes, definitely there's a policy for remission. There's a policy of remission under the criminal law to grant early release to the accused in cases, to convicts in cases. However, the question since the beginning was whether the appropriate policy was followed, whether the government which decided on the remission, which was the state of Gujarat, was the appropriate government or not. The court had clearly today said that state of Gujarat was not competent to grant these 11 convicts remission in the first place. Court has reiterated, because remember, Supreme Court had earlier also time and again, in fact a constitution bench, a larger bench of the Supreme Court had back in 2016 made it very clear that it's not the place where the offence takes place, but the state which decides on the conviction and the sentencing is the state which will decide on whether remission would be granted or not. In fact, the High Court of Gujarat, when one of the convicts had approached the High Court, had itself said that the state of Gujarat will not be the appropriate government to decide on the remission. So this is a big relief which has come in for the other petitioners, but specifically for Bilkis Bano, who was here, the survivor of not just gang rape, but also multiple murders of her family members that she had to see, including her 3-year-old daughter. The court has now reversed the decision of the Gujarat government to release the convicts in the case. This is after Supreme Court had itself in May 2022 directed the Gujarat government to decide on the remission in terms of the 1992 policy. So in a way, we've also noticed a contradiction that has come in from a bench led by Justice B.V. Nagarthana. If you compare it to the May 2022 verdict, which was passed by a bench led by Justice Ujjal, there's a clear contradiction. What are the reasons that the court has given, if any reason has been given as to why the May 2022 order was not appropriate? Have any remarks been made, or something that we'll know once we have the order copy in hand. We have more updates coming in. The court has said that by suppressing material facts and making misleading facts, a direction was sought by convict to state of Gujarat to consider remission. Court has again very serious remarks against the accused, the convict, saying that they in fact suppressed material facts while trying to get a direction to the state of Gujarat to consider the remission. Convicts suppressed material facts and misled the court. That is how court had explained the May 2020 verdict of the Supreme Court. According to the Supreme Court, the convicts had misled the court back in 2022 and also they also tried to hide some material information which was relevant to the case to get relief from the Supreme Court, to get a direction to the Gujarat government for deciding the remission in terms of the 1992 policy. Back then, a writ petition was filed by one of the convicts to the before the Supreme Court, seeking a direction to state of Gujarat to consider his case for remission. What are the material facts that were hidden by the convict? Again, something that we might find in the order once we have more information. But the court has clearly, in a very serious remark, said fraud has been played on this court.